what U.S. envoy to NATO said, Matthew, and
Oh
he
yeah.
says that Washington has powerful weapons that Ukraine doesn't yet possess, which could be transferred. What is, you know, I would, because many people would want to know what does NATO have that they didn't send it to Ukraine so far. It's THAAD missile that they sent it to Israel. What else do they have? What is he talking about?
Nothing. They have Tomahawk, which they are BSing around, and there is a technological issue with the Tomahawk. Apart from that, yeah, they may frame some Europeans, who have the access to the VLS MK41. But Tomahawk is actually older missile than, for example, Scalp Storm Shadow. And these are pretty standard targets for Russian air defense. But the only thing with the Tomahawk, it's a TLAM, which is Tomahawk Land Attack Missile. It has a range of about 1,600 kilometers that theoretically it can reach somehow Moscow. That's it. NATO has nothing. I mean, other than that, I mean, they have a lot of propaganda. Is it dangerous? Of course, as any weapon, it is dangerous. Make no mistake. But the point is that it is all desperation, and they will be playing with all kinds of things. Maybe the next thing they will be talking about transferring nuclear weapons to Ukraine. Who knows? I mean, considering the intellectual or rather lack thereof level of Trump, and he is obviously losing it in cognitive function. We are entering the Biden 2.0, territory here, and it's all bluff. But even if they put them in, Russia will deal with this. And Mr. Peskov, everybody already stated yesterday, Mr. Rybkov, no less, stated that, yeah, it's over. The impulse of those relations between Russia and the United States, which was achieved in Anchorage, is dead. It's gone. It's exhausted. And as a result, yeah, United States can continue to play with whatever it wants, but eventually they will have mass casualties in American personnel. Not that they didn't have it, but this will be really, really serious. And considering what is happening right now in Washington, and we can only see the signs, outwardly signs. It is a panic, and it is a constant manifestation of the circus which is happening there. And yeah, American generals, admirals, they're not really good. I mean, they don't understand what they're telling Trump. But then again, Trump will not be able to understand what is being told to him. So yeah, they will be talking about it. But again, there are technical requirements for launching of Tomahawks at Russia. And they are not there, at least not yet. And if the United States wants to take this path, sure, see what's going to happen.
Andrei, let me play a clip of Netanyahu talking about.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. Here is what he said, because I think it's related to what in the United States they're talking about in terms of weapons.
Yeah, we shared it with America, but I can't share it with you. Okay? The most advanced offensive weapons on the planet, things that none of the superpowers have, developed by Israel, shared with America.
What? Yeah, it's amazing. What is, if you were to imagine what is he talking about, what would that be in your opinion?
Nothing. Israel is downright direct recipient of everything what was invented in the United States. All those weapons, from air defense to what have you, they are primarily derivatives or direct things made in Raytheon, Boeing, and things of this nature. They just unscrew things and the shield, the label, and stick the label made in Israel. They have some issues, which they're fairly advanced in electronics, signal processing, and all of this also have been stolen from the United States. But yeah, it's Netanyahu, it's Israel. So yeah, what can I say? We are looking at the idiocracy. These people, they're downright morons. Some of them, people say that Netanyahu is Slick. He is slick. Make no mistake. Slick is not the indication of the intellect, okay? And it is not indication of the strategic thinking. United States doesn't have strategic thinking because it's basically most of American, Israeli Western elite is populated, most of it, by morons with PhDs, as H.L. Mencken stated. And when we talk about it, listen, I'm Superman, okay? Don't you see it? Look at me. I am Superman. This is, oh good lord, it's so typical bragging, chest thumping. You saw yourself what IDF is. It's not real army. It's a bunch of the punitive battalions, SS battalions, genocidal maniacs who still got their ass kicked, by Hamas. What they are stuck in this 159 square miles area, which is Gaza Strip, and they primarily succeeded in killing tens of thousands of civilians and starving them. This is the only accomplishment of the IDF and Israel. This tells you everything you need to know about those people, and this everything you need to know about their IDF, and also the bunch of the American and other generals who consult them. They're a bunch of the Christian Zionists, fanatics, and that tells you everything you need to know. And we saw, obviously, the performance, quote unquote, of the Israeli-American anti-missile defense. You might as well not have it, not waste your money on that, So, and yeah, what's left? Go and throw the sand into your eyes and, purge the hot air out of all your orifices. And this is who Netanyahu is. This is who Trump is. This is who big people in Pentagon are. Incompetent morons, So, and this was the decline of the West for decades now. Now we actually came to the logical conclusion of all that. Now it's the main thing is to not allow those morons unleash, because they're cowards too, unleash the nuclear war. War. Other than that, it's you just have to contain them and let them rot in their own swamp until they just decompose completely, and that's it.
Andrei, Donald Trump said that he has somehow decided to send Tomahawk missiles, but he wants to know when the way that they want to use them.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? It seems to me that he's talking with the little, kids, because you send Tomahawk for what?
Kindergarten there, which is they know they are defeated. But they cannot let it go because they don't have class. None of them do. They are highly uncultured people, very primitive in their thinking. When he says this, evidently Tomahawks make great, porches for the houses. They also probably can serve as, I don't know, fertilizer. Whatever the use of the Tomahawks, I don't know. You can build their kindergarten, out of them, or I don't know. Maybe you can use them in some kind of the surgery. But Trump needs to know how you use Tomahawk cruise missile, Tomahawk land attack missile. This is what is stated. TLAM, Tomahawk land attack missile. Older cruise missile, which is obsolete platform. It goes from 70s actually, but it was updated and all that. 1,600 kilometer range. But I don't know. You can build a dam out of Tomahawks, maybe. I don't know. So you have to ask Trump. Evidently, after we heard what he was bloviating for 35 minutes or whatever, give and take, in Quantica a week ago on this meeting with the generals and admirals, the guy lives in alternative universe. It was the rant of the person who doesn't even understand where he is. There were those admirals and generals sitting with the stone faces, because he was just going out, I don't know, again, alternative universe, alternative facts, alternative everything. Apart from the fact that many people still do not understand. He is real estate shyster from New York and showman. That's who he is. He has no skills which are applicable to the real statesmanship and to run the state, especially such huge country as the United States. And it reflects all over his accomplishments, which are very few and far in between, to put it mildly. And what can I say? So yeah, he now wants to know how the Tomahawks will be used by Ukrainians. As I stated, that they could be used. They can serve as decorations, for all of that. Can you imagine beautiful park in the city decorated with Tomahawks? Yeah, so there you go.
Andre, do you feel that Donald Trump is going on the same path that we've been witnessing during the Biden administration? It seems that he has some sort of problem. He's not that sharp when he talks.
He never was. Yeah, he never was. He has a very limited vernacular, which tells you everything you need to know about him. And I warned about it during his first, tenure, first term, in 2016, 2020, and that he never read a book in his life. Okay, he is highly uncultured, very primitive man. He looks like the gypsy baron, of the. He loves gold. I made. He is like, good lord. So what do you expect? And he obviously also is now on the downward spiral with his cognitive faculties, which never were strong to start with. And now we have this, it's almost borderline, a personality disorder, because his narcissism now reaches, he thinks, because he won the second term, he became the president again, that somehow it's applicable to his, incredible qualities. He's a demagogue, no doubt about it. He can BS people, but MAGA on the humor is already dead. MAGA is dead. I mean, there's no MAGA anymore. It's all crap, so propaganda thing. And he is now he was always controlled by Israel. And so that's what we have. And nothing could be done about it. And he is going there. Yeah, he goes Biden 2.0.
Yeah. Looking at Andre in the aftermath of the Valda conference, many people are saying, not many people actually, few people are saying that Putin was not that strong in the way that he was warning the United States and the West in terms of the escalation. Before getting there, before getting to these sort of arguments, when you look at the battlefield, when you look at the dynamics of what's going on the battlefield, do they really need to be more aggressive toward in their sort of talking, or what would be the point if Putin goes that if you do that, I'm gonna do this?
Yeah. These people who do that, they understand nothing about Russian culture. They don't know anything about military. And of course, those people who say that, they never held any kind of the clearance, like I did, for example, which was above top secret. This is what the officers of the Soviet and Russian armed forces held. So they don't understand what operational information is and how intelligence and counterintelligence services operate. So these people are primarily amateurs who know and grew up and have been honed by the mass media. And they don't have any background when they speak about it, because you have to understand what Putin knows. Every morning, he has the brief from the best human intelligence in the world and second best ISR in the world in terms of the signal intelligence and things of this nature. He has also reports of the chief of the general staff and defense minister. He also has reports from the director of the SVR, the Foreign Intelligence Services, and FSB. And those people who say that, they have no grasp of any reality, military, economic, intelligence, strategic reality. And they are just nothing more than the suckers for the, headlines, period. And as a result, this is what my video today, actually, is going to be coming up after we're done, is about. They still believe that, they know subject. They don't. They have no background whatsoever. Collecting rumors around, let's say, Moscow or in Russia, rumors from some fringe elements. Well, I'm not going to be, I do not want to come across as arrogant, but they better learn about who their sources are. Okay, and what can I say? So if they want to continue with this BS, they certainly can. But the point is, professionals don't look at the statements. Professionals look at the maps, they look at the numbers, and not just pure numbers. This is what I'm talking about. The real military professionals look at the operational level things. Operational level things require some really serious knowledge of statistics, probability theory, and things of this nature, and analysis on the operational level, how you can do it. This is not straightforward. This is not linear. And yeah, if you take a look attentively at today's Bloomberg Bloomberg always lament, they're genocidal maniacs there, as the most of people in the legacy media in the United States. They lament that half of the Ukrainian gas production have been destroyed. There you go. So that tells you everything. These are the things which are not, well, they are flashy, make no mistake. They are extremely flashy when you look attentively when those kinjals and, calibers arrive there. But the point is that wars are not fought as Hollywood present them, nor they are fought as the US Army presents them. Because the only war United States ever have been able to propagate as some kind of success was Gulf 1.0, which wasn't real war. They beat the crap out of the crappy Arab military, and they just continue to parade it as some kind of achievement. It never was. And so when you look at this all around, anybody who comes out and says, oh, Putin should have said this, first read attentively what he said, keeping in mind that Vladimir Putin, unlike those people who doubt his statements, himself, unlike it is Trump, is a professional intelligence officer. He was director of FSB, and he is the graduate, apart from the high school of KGB, and apart from being an excellent lawyer. He also graduated the first department of the KI, Red Banner Andropov Institute, which is today is called the Foreign Intelligence Service Academy. Those people have no clue what it is. And so Vladimir Putin knows who Trump is. He knows everybody who they are. He can manipulate them whatever he wants. And the only way he does, he comes across, which he is, highly intelligent, highly educated, and very calm man. He projects the power of Russia properly, unlike it is the case with Trump, for example, who continues to embarrass himself and the country and his armed forces, everything. It's just humiliation. So, and when people say that Lavrov should have said something, this is not how Russians operate, especially under modern conditions, especially under the situation when Russia, read my lips, you can quote me, I can defend PhD thesis, which some people suggested me do it. I don't want to waste my time on some crappy degree, which is political science, which is not science at all. It's just basically fake degree. Is that Russia won the arms race by a mile, by a knockout. And so whatever those people think about it, they better go back and look into the mirror, how much experience and real connections they bring, real sources they bring to the table.